everything just went wrong. Australia was on fire.
Thank you for the tier 3, 24 bonds, Mr. Big MK. That shit got the piss bad, so I can't raise more reaction videos. Damn
People
right.
started coughing all over
Not
each
that
other
many
and
more.
dying.
Abdullah, thank you for tier 3 now.
Deaths exceeding 4 million now from COVID-19.
And the police was scarier than ever.
Militarization of city streets.
It's complete chaos.
But it was a pretty good year for someone.
Oh! We got a Charizard! We got our first Charizard of the day! Oh my god!
In the middle of all this tragedy, for some reason, Pokemon cards increased in value 500 times, which is faster than COVID was spreading. And everyone was looking for a way to cash in.
Remember Pokemon cards from the 90s? Well, they're hot again.
We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
This kicked off a weird new form of consumerism that the world's never seen before.
Another shortage brought on by the pandemic. We're talking about trading cards.
Hold a gun on another customer just to get Pokemon cards.
Web compilation number 30 fucking
Find
one.
out, we've got to go back
Let's go,
30
Bandy.
years back to the first time Pokemon changed the world economy.
This is so good. I can't
olden
wait
days,
to watch
budgeting for a
number
family was
32
really
and waste another $30
food,
only for
$10
Forsen to
electricity,
skip it.
$15 for $5 for Bailey's, and $400 for bail money when Dad beat the kids in a drunken rage, which leaves about $3 for like a yo-yo or some marbles to take the kid's mind off the trauma. But this all changed in 1996 when things got really, really cool. A cute video game and cartoon came out. It's about a 10-year-old wildlife poacher who dreams of being the best cockfighter in the world, and he gets to abuse make-believe creatures. The one thing that'll never change is that kids are really, really dumb.
So tell me, why do you like Pokemon?
I don't know.
You're not sure why you like it, but you do, right?
Yeah.
They're imbeciles, and that's why there's so many laws around, not letting them do stuff that'll kill them, and not letting you do certain things with them. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Andrew, watching this video, you fucking pedophile. It's illegal. Fucking illegal, mate. Anyway, but the Pokemon company discovered that there's no law against hypnotizing kids and taking their money. So they decided to stick Pokemon on everything. For the first time in history, everything became a branding opportunity. From airplanes.
This 747 arrived today from Tokyo.
They had Pokemon golf bags, band-aids, earmuffs, seat covers. Even the most disgusting food in the world can be spruced up with a little bit of Pokemon.
There's a bowl of fun inside every can of Heinz Pokemon pasta.
Pokemon macaroni and cheese.
Kellogg's Pokemon cereal.
Pokemon Eggo waffles.
And this unique form of marketing made it the biggest media franchise ever to exist.
If you hadn't known it before, know it now. Pokemon is big.
The biggest trend in kids' toy history. It's
You know my videos aren't funny.
And suddenly there was no more money for Dad's bail. It all went to cheap bits of branded plastic for the kids. Can you blame them? Pokemon hijacked the culture so thoroughly that it developed its own language. Kids became foreigners and parents couldn't understand a word. They were saying.
You kids are from around here, right?
The only way to interact with your kids is to buy more Pokemon branded stuff. The company kept making money and the kids just got dumber and dumber.
Discovered the balls could suffocate young children.
Once you put them up to your mouth and you suck on them, it kind of sticks to your mouth and then you can't get any air and then you pass away.
Now, this might not seem that strange now, but at that time, this level of branding had never, ever happened before.
Pass away.
Oh, that must be the Poké-Card.
Everyone was terrified. The psychologists were terrified.
In my opinion, parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon.
The Christian preachers were terrified.
So Pokemon is a game that teaches children how to enter into the world of witchcraft, how to cast spells.
But the bread and butter of Pokemon merchandise were the cards.
You've got hundreds of these cards.
Yeah, and I've got a lot more at home.
The company found out that you can print out millions of identical pictures on a piece of cardboard and sell it to kids, and they'll be convinced that they have to buy all of them.
Just hurry up to, get everything as quickly as possible.
Now, these cards were absolutely useless. No one played or even knew how to play the supposed card game. And if you...
excuse me?
claim that you knew, you're a fucking liar or
No, I'm not. I'm just a fucking boomer.
Or a nerd, which is worse. So yeah, no one in my school played. We just wanted to have all the cards, you know. We were just
Can't
following
read fucking
orders.
English in Australia or what?
The tagline for the show is literally a command to buy everything they could possibly sell you. But some cards were printed less than others in an attempt to make them artificially rare, which very conveniently were the cards for the coolest Pokemon who were advertised in all the boss battles in the show.
And they're all Charizards, which is the #1 Pokemon guy.
So statistically speaking, you'd have to buy thousands of Doug Trio cards before you have...
Didn't make up rules, no. There was this one kid in my class who had an older brother by like 6 or so years who knew the rules, and there were like weekly tournaments at the local game. I'm gonna go ahead and say game. Purple logo, I think.
Even a remote chance of seeing a child.
So many game, everything was called GameStop game or Game Shop or whatever the fuck.
And to make things worse, just when you think you've got all 896 Pokemon, the company comes up with exciting new creatures to buy, like this magical chandelier creature. Any mundane household item could be a Pokemon, you know? We might look at this and just see a boring fucking cup, but the geniuses at Pokemon look at it and they see a magical Sinistee. And this is just a keychain, right? Or is it Klefki? And then when you run out of random household items to rip off, you just put a blonde wig on already existing Pokemon and, mate, you just made $1 billion. How good's that? Pokemon actually pulled off the first and most successful merch drop in history. They made $90 billion and taught every other company how to do it. Although, to be fair, companies like this are only able to make insane profits because the people who make their cheap plastic merchandise are paid next to nothing, and the company isn't held responsible for all their plastic crap that ends up polluting the environment. But after 2001, things changed. Pokemon was dying down. Some say it was because they successfully milked every family in the world and they reached their logical limit when they started selling Pokemon penis socks. Others say that the brand struggled to recover after one of the poker planes smashed into the World Trade Center.
What?
Either way, our relationship to Pokemon changed when that first generation of consumers became adults, right? So they just started buying adult stuff like wine, haircuts for their dogs, hoodies, 200 versions of the same barbecue, and every kind of pot plant. But for some people, it never changed. A proud subculture of full-grown adult nerds survived. They based their entire personality on following the orders of some marketing company from the 90s. They were still trying to catch them all. But I can't really blame them, you know. Sometimes I take out my old Pokemon cards and I'm mesmerised. The bright colours, a line forward, the memories.
What the fuck are you saying?
I beat up that card just
The
cards would, you know, fluctuate a little bit in price for the next 20 years until 2020.
What?
In the middle of a global economic crisis caused by a pandemic, Pokemon cards went through the roof. And this caused distress among adult nerds.
Do y'all feel like you're getting priced out of the hobby?
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what's happening. It's, in a way, it's robbing everyone of the fun.
But who gives a shit about them? The real question is, how is there so much sudden demand for these pieces of cardboard in the middle of a global crisis?
I didn't ignore your link, man.
actually made
It's
a
the
lot
next
of
one
money.
coming, right? It's a fucking queue system, right?
You see, under capitalism, the system always responds to crises by bailing out the biggest companies, bringing interest rates to zero, and all those other policies that rob the poor to save the rich. All these rich people were suddenly even richer than before, and they were looking for brand new things to invest in. And Pokemon cards became just another stock that they could play with, you know, buy low, sell high, hoping to ride their Pokemon stock portfolio all the way up to the level of Jeff Bezos.
If you guys don't know what Pokemon is, you're in need of some serious remedial toy education.
On the other hand, while we assume that, you know, non-essential items are the first things to go during a global crisis, actually every time we have a crisis, the opposite thing happens. The entertainment industry always seems to thrive in these periods. The Great Depression was also the golden age of Hollywood, and people who had any money left rushed to the cinema, trampling all the dead and starving people on the street so they could watch a nice movie and take their mind off how depressing the world was. This industry boom happened to Nintendo during the GFC, and it's happening again now when we're hit by another crisis in 2020. People are looking for a way to escape the horrors of the pandemic by reverting to their idiotic childhood, when their entire life revolved around thinking about useless pieces of cardboard. Unless it was coughing. That one was too triggering for 2020. This all came together in one live stream by YouTuber Logan Paul. In October, 12 million people watched in awe as this guy just sat there opening Pokemon cards for 2.5 hours, in the hope that one of them might be worth the big bucks. And this kind of spectacle
Why
is
is this fucking Aussie trying so hard to generate a controversy? America was suspicious at first because it was Japanese, and Disney branded a lot earlier and equally hard than Pokemon.
Pokemon's so bad. Oh my god. Edgy views. So woke.
Which is going to help ensure a really good shade.
I mean, it is pretty bad in hindsight.
I found out that there's actually another box.
Cringing at the fact that the parents had to buy these fucking cards.
Cool, the entire inside of the shipping box was themed for the Xbox Series X. A nice little touch there from Microsoft.
There is a QR code for easy reading of instructions, which I really like. And I also want to test something. If I have a little nibble on the side here, yeah, that's Sony's signature bitter cardboard taste.
Unboxing videos revealed the extent of this addiction, as we're even entertained by the spectacle of someone else unboxing a new commodity. And this somehow became one of the most popular genres on the internet. And Pokemon cards have found their home in the unboxing genre. Hundreds of channels popped up where millions of people vicariously watched someone opening a packet of Pokemon cards, leaving a trail of plastic in their wake.
There's a lot of refuse.
Now, Logan Paul is obviously bigger and stronger and hotter than all those other Pokemon nerds, and he did something radically different. People weren't watching him open his own Pokemon cards. These are other people's cards.
Oh my God, Kevin Teller, congratulations! We pulled our first edition Charizard. Kevin Teller, I wish I could see this guy's face right now.
People would purchase these cards for themselves, and then Logan Paul would step in and film
triggered
himself
by
enjoy
videos.
the unboxing experience on their behalf. Now, this one video, Logan Paul created a form of consumerism that's never existed.
But if it's not Pokemon cards, it's something else. It's always something, like the kid has to have the fucking latest iPad at the age of 8 or whatever. It's like,
Classic.
Hey, I'm Geek